Out of the update loop, haven't played in a while. Well, welcome to the Minecraft Dungeons 2022 recap. To stay up to date on Minecraft Dungeons news and content, be sure to subscribe. The year started off strong, celebrating the milestone of Minecraft Dungeons reaching 15 million players with the Festival of Frost update, a winter event from February 8th through the 22nd featuring chilly challenges like new theme floors and a 21 floor configuration of the tower. If you logged in at any time during this event, you would have received the elegant Isolager cape as a thank you from the dev team. Capes are my favorite cosmetic, so I always try to get my hands on any new cape when possible. In the April update, the storage chest was added to the game. This was something that everyone was asking for. Granted, the player inventory is still pretty big compared to similar games, but you did not have anywhere to store extra items once you ran out of room. This led to people having to hoard their unique gear and preventing them from picking up anything else. The addition of these storage chests was a major improvement to the quality of life of the game. Now you are able to complete missions and freely pick up anything you come across. The only critique is I wish this update had come out sooner. Along with these storage chests came Season 2 Luminous Night, bringing a bunch of new cosmetics to the game. Luckily, if you did not get all of the cosmetics you wanted from that season, you still have a chance. All you have to do is go to the Adventure Hub and select Season 2 to start making progress on that season. This means that anyone can still have a chance to get all of the seasonal rewards even if you started after the season finished. This is a feature I really like, and I wish other games would learn from this. And last but not least, in the same update, a new mob called the Wildfire made its Minecraft Dungeons debut. Even though it was a couple months in between updates, this update in April brought a lot to the game. In May of this year, Minecraft Dungeons celebrated yet another milestone as the game celebrated its second anniversary. This update brought a lot of new cosmetics into the game, including the anniversary cape and the highly adorable baby Moo Bloom pet. Look at him, he's so cute. Finally, in October came another huge update to the game, probably the biggest of the year. A ton of rebalancing happened. Everything from mobs, weapons, enchantments, and even artifacts got major rebalancing changes that had a big impact on the core gameplay. Things that used to be meta were brought down to their counterparts like gauntlets. Gauntlets had their attack speed decreased by a whopping 20%, and things that weren't so good, like daggers, had their range and damage buffed. You could definitely feel the impacts of these changes in the core gameplay, and I'm curious to hear in the comments below how these changes affect your playstyle, if at all. This update also brought a brand new merchant to the game called the Enchantsmith. The addition of this new merchant allows the player to finally reroll enchantments on your gear, something that has been requested by the player base since practically when the game was released over 2 years ago. The currency for this new merchant is gold, finally giving the gold a more meaningful use in the game. However, it was very pricey. They have since lowered the cost in subsequent updates, but it still costs a pretty penny, giving in-game players a reason to farm ancient hunts. Better late than never, I guess. The dev team also answered the majority of the player base by finally adding multiplayer to the tower. People have been asking for this for so long, and finally they delivered. Now you can battle your way to the top of the tower with up to 3 of your friends. It works pretty well too. And if you want to see me and my girlfriend trying this out for the first time, I made a pretty funny video on it a while back, and I will leave it in the description below if you're interested. And last but not least, this update brought the 3rd installment of seasonal adventures to Minecraft Dungeons, Fauna Fair. Just like the previous 2 seasonal adventures, this one had a ton of more cosmetics for you to get, except this time the theme was animals, which I'm sure a lot of people loved. Personally, I didn't care for them as much, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. So with all of these updates in 2022, that begs the question, how did this year go for Minecraft Dungeons? Did it suck? Well, here's my opinion. I don't think that this was a terrible year for the game. In fact, I thought this year brought a ton of much needed and much requested updates to the game. Things that the player base have been asking for years, but my issue is, why did it take so long for them to make all of these much needed updates? My issue with this game is that the updates move at a staggering slow rate. We will get a big update and then they will go for months with just radio silence and no communication to the player base. This lack of communication is why I believe seasoned players just quit playing the game altogether. Take 04am for example. He is probably the most famous Minecraft Dungeons YouTuber, besides me of course, and he officially left the game this year. This is the game that built his channel to the size it is today, and for someone like that to decide they've had enough means a lot. And I really hope the dev team and Mojang as a whole sees this and wants to do better. They need to keep giving this game love. Right now, it feels like this game is just a pastime or a hobby for them, and it's showing in the decline in the player base. They need to give this player base a reason to keep playing this game, and they have so many other games to look for. As an example, probably the most famous would be the Diablo series. I'm not saying copy them exactly, but they need to take notes because their player base is huge and they still play the game long after they beat the main quest line. In summary, I have hope for this game. Granted, it's still a pretty low bar, but I have hope that the devs are on the right track after what we saw in 2022 this year. That's it for today's video. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it. We are so close to hitting the huge 3,000 subscriber milestone, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.